started with a much weaker economy than I did. Listen to me now. No president, not me, not any of my predecessors, no one could have fully repaired all the damage that he found in just 4 years.
That was you-know-who at the Democratic Convention saying something that only an ex-president could say. Since then, Bill Clinton has gleefully campaigned for President Obama.
I couldn't believe the other day when the president's opponent said that the 47% of the American people who don't pay income tax just want to hang around and be dependent on the government, and, you know, we just had to wean them off of that because they didn't want to pay income tax. Now, a guy with a tax account in the Cayman Islands is attacking other people for not wanting to pay income tax. I mean, you got to give him credit.
A well-placed Democratic operative tells New York Magazine's John Howland this about the former and current president. The relationship today is totally transactional and highly functional. John Howland, I'm so glad you're here so that we can talk about this.
There's nowhere I'd rather be alone.
Yeah, in your New York Magazine piece, you say, Clinton is reveling in seeing his legacy restored to what he regards as its rightful status, a restoration that will mightily benefit his wife if she hurls herself at the White House again in 2016. Ha-ha, so 2016 starts now.
Well, it does certainly look, the Democratic Party's already looking forward to it, and a lot of the people around Hillary Clinton are wondering what she's going to do. She's been adamant about telling everyone, even the closest people to her, that she's not going to think about it for a while, but every other Democratic candidate has to kind of hang fire. They're all frozen in place until she decides what she's going to do, because that has a huge impact on fundraisers and all the donors and all the rest of the stuff. So she'll be under a lot of pressure relatively quick to make a decision, and her husband really wants her to run. And he's telling everybody he wants her to run, and he's not going to put pressure on her, but he's going to be her biggest booster.
You also write, the opening premise among most Democrats, I take the most to not include Andrew Cuomo, among most Democrats is that if Hillary does choose to dive in, the nomination will more than be hers for the taking. It will be handed to her on a silver salver, according to almost by acclamation. My understanding from people in the world of both of these people, Hillary Clinton, Andrew Cuomo, they are both laying the groundwork that they need to lay right now in talking to the people they expect to be pulling their money in from.
Well, there are people around Hillary Clinton who've been talking.
And by the way, they use some of the same people, so it's awkward for them.
Well, this is the ultimate truth, is that Cuomo knows that he's frozen. There are not many, I talk to New York donors all the time. There are a lot of New York donors who love both of them, but no one, if they have to choose, is going to choose Andrew Cuomo over Hillary Clinton. Very few people, because it is her last chance. And the truth is, in the Democratic race in 2008, Democrats were torn between two historic possibilities. First plausible African-American president, first plausible Democratic woman president. By a hair, they went with the African-American. Mm-hmm. Many Democrats believe it's time for a woman. She's the most popular woman politician, female politician in the country, and I think most of the party wants her to have it. They want her to be the nominee, and they want her to be president. She's had an incredible run as Secretary of State, and she missed it by that much, in 2008, and nobody felt good about her missing it. People even people who voted for Obama thought she was great, but that he was just better.
I think you'll find a lot of people felt good about her missing it. They were voting for Barack Obama from the start. Yeah. You make some very interesting speculation in here about what will Bill Clinton's possible role be in Obama world after the election.
Well, I think that's the huge question, right? I mean, you played the clip at the beginning of the convention speech. The people around Barack Obama all say the most important event of the campaign so far was that speech, and the most important single sentence of the campaign so far was the one we showed, where he talked about how President Obama, he worked on that line for an hour, just wordsmithing it to get it just perfect, right? So there's a lot of sense of gratitude towards him. He wants to have a big role. He's felt bad about being locked out for the last few years and not having this relationship with Obama. He wants it more than Obama wants the relationship. Bill Clinton wants the relationship, and he doesn't want it to end on Election Day. He has friends around him saying, hey, as soon as President Obama wins and you help him win, it's all going to be over. And he's like, I don't want that. I want to keep going. So you got a lot of people around Clinton who say, President Obama's going to he was going to go back and try to get the grand bargain done on tax reform and entitlement reform. Who's a better validator for that? In the same way as he's been a validator for President Obama's economic performance, there's no one who can sell to a skeptical Democratic Party the virtues of deficit reduction, of what a balanced budget or a heading towards fiscal sanity would mean for allowing there to be investment in cherished democratic programs. He's the guy. He's the guy who made public investments while balancing the budget, while bringing a surplus on. A lot of skittish Democrats would look to Bill Clinton as a validator, make him feel comfortable, making some really hard choices that Democrats might have to make.
Very first thing Bill Clinton did with Medicare was cut it for deficit reduction in his first year in office.
As you remember well.
And we just got word today from the Treasury that it looks like the debt ceiling will ripen right in the middle of January. They're going to need to raise the debt ceiling, which means there's going to have to be some kind of deal. John Heilemann, thank you very much for
Thank
joining
you,
us
Lawrence.
tonight. Coming up in the rewrite tonight, we have a new American idiot, and he turns out to be, of all things, the son of a Republican former governor. And like Mitt Romney, who is also the son of a Republican governor, this one likes to make jokes about where President Obama was born. America's new biggest idiot is in tonight's rewrite.